gonna make some stuff flat in Minecraft, and I realized that I'm wearing this gray shirt, and it doesn't look like it's gray on screen. It looks like it's dirty white, but trust me, it's it's gray. So my plan today is to fill my boxes up, and then if I fill my boxes up with stuff, I will then be able to start on my pyramid. I know, very exciting. And the rule of the stream is that I check the chat after every time I break a tool. I think I'm going to try and use all of these tools. Oh no. That was a weird way that I just destroyed that dirt. So I had a meeting with my new boss, and I like her actually. I think that she's really nice. I'm kind of surprised that she is my new boss, but that's a different story entirely. But we had some meeting about some work thing, and she was like, "Oh," because she's about my age, I'd say, my age or a little bit. Oh no, a little bit older. Probably my age, actually. Um, yeah, so I had a meeting with her, and she told me that they found a lump. You know, and she's a bit worried because they are testing it, right? Which, I mean, obviously she's worried about that. I mean, who wouldn't be? But I don't know, maybe I'm just too Canadian sometimes. But because my first thought was like, oh, that's sad. Why did you tell me that? You know, because I'm not laughing because it's funny. It was like more of a nervous laugh because it's not funny. But yeah, so I guess she was just explaining that she might not actually be my boss, which would be unfortunate. I mean, more unfortunate for her than for me, but also unfortunate for me because my boss would be this other guy who's fine, but I like this person better. Get out of the way, chicken. Chicken jockey. So I've been hearing a lot of people complain about this 6-7 thing and how, you know, it doesn't make any sense. And personally, I also don't like it. I I think it's like weirdly sexual in a way that's not defined, but so I don't like it being an old man, but I have to say, like, it's not surprising because this generation, I think, So my son is kind of sort of older, but also kind of like an older member of that generation, I'd say. Kind of like I could be defined as a very old millennial or a very young Gen Xer. Um, but anyway, a lot of their humor is all about these like kind of think that just sayings, random internet sayings that come from memes, like chicken jockey, for example. It's not actually like a joke. It's just referencing something that somebody found funny once. And um, and before you say that people your age don't do that, well, people my age do that. Like I remember with my friends in university saying all the time, we're on a mission from God, and that movie is only like 2 years younger than me, so people have been saying random stuff since before the internet was invented. And my cousin and I, this is way back when, in the 80s or 90s or something, they used to have all of these like videotapes you could buy about, because, there were 3 channels and the stuff on the channels was quite limited, right? So they had a bunch of videotapes you could buy about different things. And um, my and this was like the perfect gift to give a young boy that you didn't really know their what they liked, because so my relatives or my parents would give me like, I got this like weird thing about sports bloopers. Oh, I'm out of space. So weird thing about sports bloopers, and there was this one where, oh, what was that chicken doing? Was he flying? There was this one where um I don't remember, but it was like bloopers connected to Rally, and there was this guy who was going, must be a Volvo. And my cousin and I would say that all the time, which is even weirder than 6'7", because so many people know that, right? Across the entire world. But nobody would, apart from me and my cousin and the 2 people who watched that tape, would know what Must Be a Volvo was all about. It's kind of ridiculous. Because I think I hear a lot of people complain that our society is fractured and there's, you know, people live in all of these tribes. I'm going to check the chat in one moment. Hello, sheep. I don't know what you were doing there, but stop it. I'm going to check the chat in one moment. I'm just going to walk to my storage space. Yeah. So I don't like 6'7", but let's not pretend that other generations weren't doing the same thing. Okay. All right. I'll check the chat now. See if there's anybody here. Oh, there's people watching, but no one's in the chat. Got one person on Twitch and one person on YouTube. So thank you very much. Oh, I should change the name of my stream to like, no dogs will be electrocuted during this stream. Or shocked. Oh, that would be funny. Funny but mean. But true. I don't have a dog. Wish I could have a dog. I'm a bit worried because what is that doing in there? My landlord told me that he would contact me so we could sign a new contract. And wait, maybe this one. So we could sign a new contract because we have to do that before, I think, November 15th or something. And if he says that he wanted to sign a new contract with me, I think I'm a very good tenant. I pay on time. I don't destroy the place. I only call him like once a year for help with something. So I think I'm a very good tenant in that regard. But he might change his mind. So if he does change his mind, I would like to know because I am. Oh, I thought that was the same as those flowers. Guess not. So, yeah, he can change his mind, but if he does change his mind, I need to know because I need to find a new apartment. And it is possible for me to find a new apartment, but I don't really want to because I'm changing my job in November. So, to change your job and get a new apartment at the same time is probably not the best thing to do. All right. Oh, look at the fireflies. No, that's cool. I love those bushes. Those are awesome. Those are awesome. Okay. So my plan is to use the shovel so it's broken and then use the pickaxes. I probably should get more tools, but oh well. This world is all about inefficiency. Oh, that's crazy. You just saw the sun setting through that cave, which is weird. I could literally see the sun in the cave. And there are holes in that cave, but that cave is nowhere near big enough to see the sun in, I would have to say. Okay. Going over here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh, and I was so nervous talking to my new boss. Before talking to my new boss, I was like, oh, I need to do this and this and this. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was all about the bass. Not about the bass, no trouble. No, it's just that she's my age. So maybe I'm more interested in dating than I thought I was. Look at all this stuff. Okay. Let me check the chat. Probably there's nobody, but no one is chatting, but still two people watching. Thank you very much. Sunday, there were a lot of people in the chat. So I think if I had been streaming yesterday, then more people would have been involved in this particular chat, but I really needed a break from Minecrafting. I didn't even play yesterday. Excuse me. This is going to be completely random, but I live by myself, so sometimes some of the things that I do by myself. Oh, I think a cow just lit itself on fire over there because there's random fires that have been burning for months now in Minecraft time. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I live by myself, so I don't really have a filter, really. And I decided, I don't know, that it amused me to burp in a way that Mayor Quigley on The Simpsons talks. If you don't know who Mayor Quigley is, he's this guy who's based on the Kennedys. So he says "ara" a lot. So I started burping like "ara" because it amused me, and then I would do that all the time by myself at home. And then I think I did it in public once, and I went, "Oh no, I gotta stop doing that." Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to basically get rid of this wall as much as I can from the bottom. Oh, I started going in the wrong direction. I want to go in this direction because this is the part of the wall more likely to be able to destroy. I haven't checked the chat in a while because I've been doing other stuff. Nope, no one has chatted. So I have a week off. My computer randomly thinks that I want to see things when I'm playing Minecraft that I don't want to see. Okay, I'm not going to check because I just checked the chat, so I will wait until I get rid of my next pickaxe. My new team's going to be really weird because my last team had, well, when I started, it was people with more experience than me doing what I do, obviously. But then it was people who had the same amount of experience doing what I do, and people like I really respect. Um, but I'm not going back to that team because apparently they have too many people in that team. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, yeah, so they have too many people, or not too many people, but they have like one of the teams with the most people. So, yeah, and apparently it was a bit of a controversy that they decided to do that and not let me go back to my old team, which is, I can understand why they were surprised by that, but because I was completely surprised by it too. I thought that because my old boss promised that I could go back to my old team, actually, if things didn't work out with this job. So I was surprised, but I think also it's connected to the fact that I got a promotion of sorts. Um, with this, that was the thing that my boss wanted to do, so he made sure that my current boss, so he made sure that it happened. And I think obviously each team has a budget for those kind of things. And oh, I gotta pick up some blocks. The chicken is like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Um, so yeah, obviously the new team has probably much more of a budget for salary than the team that I came from because they have people who have been working there for less time. So I think that is ultimately the reason for that, I would say. Jane Foster 6 says, at Dr. Delicious, hey, how you doing today? Is Jane Foster. Jane Foster? No. Is Jane Foster? Hold on one second. Oh, okay. I was confusing Jane Foster with Jodie Foster. famous famous actress now, but she started out in Disney films actually, and I have a podcast about Disney films, so that's where my which I guess Thor is a Disney film um, now. So, but my first thought wasn't Thor; it was Jodie Foster, who also starred, apart from starring in Disney, which people might not know, she starred in Silence of the Lambs. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat after I break my next pickaxe. So yeah. So I would say that the reason that I'm not rejoining my old team is because of just money. But you don't want to say, oh, yeah, it's because I got a promotion. Which is true. But on the other hand, like in a lot of corporations, they have these tiers to your job. And so basically, like tier one is like the lowest rung. And I guess tier 6 is the highest that you can get. And so I think I don't remember exactly, but my current job is a tier above the production jobs. So actually, my work partner got a promotion. So she's making more money, and I did not. So I did not get that promotion, and I did not. It's just because, uh, I'm saying all these stories with the assumption that people are watching every single stream because I don't want to repeat myself all the time. But yeah, so going back to an old team I used to work for because I was covering for someone who was pregnant. And then that position got eliminated. So that person will be, well, I mean, who knows if that person will be without a job actually. Probably. Yeah, and I had the thought today that that person also might get sent back to production. And that she also won't be able to go back to her because we're from the same team. And the boss, my current boss, was the boss of that team. So he has a habit of recruiting people who he used to be a supervisor of. It's kind of it's a bit like nepotism, but I think people would say it's more like, building up networks and stuff. But yeah, he does like that. Generally, if you know him for a while, you do get chances like that, which is good. All right, I'm going to check the chat. Let's see if anyone has graced us with more comments in the chat. Oh, so Jane Foster says, haha, good one. I like that. By the way, is this your favorite game? Yes, it is, of course. Where am I from? I am able to see your chats. I'm talking. I'm responding to them now. I just don't respond very promptly because I'm Minecrafting. I'm from Canada originally. Where are you from? We have 3 people in the chat now. All right, getting rid of this. Oh no. That's a little bit deadly. I'm originally from Canada, but I live in Poland currently. I shouldn't be going down. My kids live with their mom, also in Poland, in the same city where I live now. And I kind of thought that I would live the rest of my life here in Poland, but what is this bat doing? What are you doing? Good, fly away, bat. Fly away, Mr. Bat. Fly away, Mr. Bat. Or Miss. Yeah, so I kind of thought that I would live all of my life in Poland, but the rest of my life, but now I'm not so sure. I don't know. I was going to get rid of this part here, but I did not. So now I am. We'll just check the chat now. See if somebody said anything. So Jane Foster's from Scotland, so your name really could be Foster. It'd be surprising if it was Jane Foster. 6. Wow. We lost Jane Foster completely. She was there. She was gone. Oh, I'm disconnected. Wait a minute. Oh. Streamio. I'm still streaming, but I think I disconnected. That was disappointing. Because, when it disconnects, then the people just get disconnected from your stream, and then they think that you stopped, that you were being, I don't know, antisocial or something, and I wasn't being antisocial. It's just my stream suddenly stopped, I believe. Or Jane Foster got really bored of me talking about my life. She's like, I don't come to streamers to talk about their lives. I come so that they can abuse their dogs and talk about politics. Promote gambling to children. Sorry. Oh, I have a question for the chat, which is the following. I used to like content of this one guy. His name, I think, is Spencer Cordelia or Spencer Cornelia, something like that. I used to like his content very much because he talks about scams and scammers. And then he started, because I'm not a scammer. It's somewhat connected to my job, but I'm not going to say anymore. So it's interesting for me, that topic, right? So then he had on this guy who is like, I don't know what his name is, but he's a pretty famous guy who talks about gambling. And I think that the guy is a scammer, actually. I don't know how he's scamming, but it feels like really scammy to me. And he was like, oh, I have this guy on. I thought that he was a scammer, but I spent the day with him and he's not a scammer. So you spent the day with a guy and then you you have established that he's not a scammer because you spent the day with him. It's weird that my account is not reconnecting. I'm still streaming though, I guess. Maybe I will disconnect and connect again. So I am online because online. So first he had this guy on who was this kind of baccarat. I had him on, and I thought that was very strange because you don't need to have a guy like that on, right? And then somebody. So a lot of content is about the fact that he's a landlord, like he owns properties and stuff, and he seems to be a pretty good landlord. There are good landlords out there. My landlord's okay. There are good landlords out there, so it is possible. But somebody in his comments said something like, I don't know exactly how they phrased it, but basically, like being a landlord is probably a bad thing. And he was presenting it like, yeah, I provide a service and people need this service. And he got kind of offended by the fact that, maybe it's not good for people to be hoarding property because they don't make more property. You can't have the regular rules of capitalism connected to property, I believe. So, yeah, I stopped listening to watching his videos at all after that because I thought that was such a weird, so basically he was like, his whole thing is like, I am against scamming and I'm rational and stuff. But then in those two particular cases, he was like, oh, I cannot be criticized because I am against scamming, which is very weird. But wow, I'm almost out of boxes. Okay, I need to make a shovel, I think. Lots of shovels. Lots of shovels. I had a feeling I had momentum and then my stream crashed. Momentum. Maybe not momentum. I had more than 2 people watching. Okay. All right. How many copper shovels can I make? Especially with 38 sticks. Can make 19 copper shovels. Okay. That's not a bad amount of shovels, actually. I think I will be able to fill up my entire inventory with that many shovels. Oh, we've recovered. We're back to 2 people. Yay! Yeah, so anyway, that guy was kind of positioning himself as CoffeeZilla. If you know him, he's really good. He's more focused on scams involving cryptocurrency and stuff. But not only like NFTs and stuff. Things like that. So yesterday I was at work And my work partner told me that uh, some friend of hers committed suicide. And I'm not going to like censor the word because I'm not monetized anyway. But, and I think it's important that people talk about it, because I think that I don't want to make assumptions, but I think like all adults and even teenagers have thought about that um, at times. And I remember I had this in my high school, one kid committed suicide. And it was really weird because obviously he had problems, but he was such, he was so, um, what's the word? He was so, I want to say a different word, but he wasn't nice. He wasn't a nice guy. Can remember. So, uh, I was kind of picked on a lot in high school, like a lot of people, and it wasn't a good time for me. So he wasn't like the main person who did that, but he definitely would say things about me, which is weird because in high school, like there were clearly people who knew me and clearly people who didn't know me. And, you know, that's also a weird phenomenon where you get picked on by some people and some people don't even know who you are. It's very strange. But anyway, so I don't even think he was picking on me. He was just not nice. My memories were that he wasn't nice because he was around my age too. So then when he committed suicide, it was really weird because people started talking about him in this very odd way. And I can understand, like, maybe his friends and his family would speak about it like that, him like that. But the teachers also were like, yeah, he was such a great kid. And was like, are you sure? Because in my experience, he wasn't such a great kid. And maybe, I don't know, because we weren't, um, I forget how old we were when he did that, but I think maybe like 15, 16, something like that. So it's completely possible that those teachers knew something about him that I didn't, because I didn't really know him. But I thought that it was also really weird that they would sort of like kind of forget about who he actually was as a person. And I think that's kind of the thing. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself correctly, but I think that's one of the tragedies of committing suicide is that people don't remember you anymore. They just remember the thing that you did. They only remember like one moment in your life. You know, unless you're like somebody like Robin Williams. But if you're a kid, you don't have any time to build up actually who you are. So people interpret for you your life. Yeah, it was really weird. There was like he had like a picture and a plaque, which is very strange, but you know, it was the 80s, early 90s. But why put up a plaque of somebody who committed suicide? And it was weird because it was in the same place where the sporting trophies were, and I think that there was also a memorial to people who died in the first and second in the Korean Wars. Weird place to put a memorial for a suicide victim. Um, yeah, and eventually they took it down, you know, which is also very strange. So putting him up there, odd, but taking him down, also odd. So Rage Quokka. Rage Quokka is probably not here anymore. No. not here, but hey man, Rage Quokka. Oh, that was a great name. Rage Quokka. Oh, I'm gonna say that 500 more times, I think. Yeah, so anyway, they took the memorial down, which I think is an even weirder decision. So first of all, you made this person into something he's not or wasn't, and then you completely forgot him and made sure that people forgot him. So that was a weird experience. Yeah. Rage Quokka. Because quokkas are those like little, very cute animals that live. I don't know where they live, but they live somewhere where humans uh, are recent uh, are recent inventions there. So they just don't have any sense of self preservation. So they'll come up to you, and they're like capybaras apparently, like really really chill. So Rage Quokka is like a very good name. Okay. I'm not going to fall in there yet. Rage Quokka. I told you, I'm going to say it 500 more times. Okay, a good band name too. Rage Quokka. I don't even know if you say quokka. Like, how do you say it? Quokka? Or is it quokka? I don't know. So the rules of the stream is I will check the chat when I break my tool, whatever tool I'm using at the time. Is this one? The fires come from my attempt to destroy my world, burn it down. Oh. Okay, I'm going over here now. Putting the fire out. Okay, now I will check the chat. Oh, we're back to 2 people. I don't know if Rage Quokka or Jane Foster returned. It's been a weird stream because I think my internet has been cutting out again. Or people are just coming and leaving. That's also possible. Ooh, this looks like there's an island over there. Although apparently, I don't know if this is a fun fact or just a fact, that there are capybaras are not actually as chill as people think. They can actually be much like any other animal. They can be violent. It's just people think that they're chill because they'll be like sitting in the same river with crocodiles. Or they'll just lay down among crocodiles. But they do get like attacked by jaguars, killed by jaguars, I guess, a lot. Oh, I'm going to get rid of this little sandy block here. Oh, and that one too. Yeah, so they do. They are not as chill as people think, but they are still pretty chill. Which is probably like a lot of things in life. I don't know if you remember this, but maybe about 10 years or so, there was something that really got popular on the internet. It was called the blobfish. And basically, it was like just a very, very ugly fish. I think it was even on like Saturday Night Live. There was a sketch about the blobfish. But the crazy thing is, like the blobfish lives like very far under the ocean. So it's subjected to these like immense pressures. So in its natural environment, it looks like a normal fish, but people took it up to the surface and it depressurized, right? So it looked like a blob. So there are a lot of uh, facts, I think, like that about animals that um, people don't correct. So, you know, it's like when you read a story about somebody who was charged with a crime and either the newspaper or the website doesn't give you a follow up, or you didn't actually read the follow up and you just assume that that person actually committed the crime because that's the first you heard about it. Yeah, it's like that, but biology. Making things flat. So the rule on the stream is I will check the chat when I break my tool. It's going to be momentarily. Oh dear. No. I should do one thing though. I guess I don't have to do it because technically, see that island over there? That also needs to be made flat. and all the sand needs to be gotten rid of. Oh, we're down to one person again. The consistency of this stream is not great. I think people were expecting something a little bit more exciting. So I need to make the description better of the stream. All right. I think I can do. Okay, but wait, how many? Oh, all right. Probably don't have enough to do that over there. Okay. I thought I did this already. Hello. I'm bad at water. Okay, I'll do it from the other end. The other angle. Okay. So I need to get rid of this island should not be sandy. The mountain is one thing, but the island. Whoa! I was not expecting that to happen. This is kind of distracting me from my mission of filling up my chest so I can continue with the pyramid, but there will be a lot of sand to put in the chest once I finish this part. Okay, I'll check the chat once I get rid of. Oh, wow. It goes on and on and on. It goes on and on. Well, maybe I can do it a little bit So Phil Lips says, hey, how's it going? And Kalina Street says, hello. And Kalina Street is probably the only one who's still watching. Yes, I'm reading the chat. I don't know what's going on, but there's something wrong because I can't see how many people are watching on Twitch because Phil Lips just wrote something in the chat from Twitch. I only see one person who's watching the stream from YouTube, so I don't know what's going on. I think that there's some problem with my internet or the stream or something. I don't know. But anyway, I was reading the chat, yes. So if you have some comment, I will react to it after I get rid of all of this dirt. This is actually my son's island, so his house is there, but everything must be flat. And a beautiful lawn. Can't have any sand ruining the experience. Okay. That won't stand. Or should I say, that won't sand. Oh geez. Oh geez. Oh, there's a dolphin. Look at the dolphin. Oh, I have more dirt. Oh, and a bee. Where did the bee come from? That's weird. Oh, now I see a lot of comments. Am I playing on PC or console? I'm playing on PC. Phillips asks. Kalina Street says, subscribe to your YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And Anna Watson too says, at Dr. Delicious. Hey, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. I have no idea how many people are actually watching this stream now because there are like a bunch of comments and I only see one person. But I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. By the way, how often do I stream? That really depends. I stream. Oh, am I a left-handed? Yes. I didn't leave. Yeah, how did you know that I'm left-handed? That's interesting. I guess right-handed people would put the mouse here. I don't know. But yes, I am a lefty. Yes. All right. So I will put some more dirt here and then I will check the chat again. I'm sorry that I wasn't checking it before, but I thought that there wasn't so many people here. And apparently there are. The dolphins are also judging me. Well, I'm not going to judge you for your weird behavior, dolphins. Dolphins are another animal that really gets a pass on how strange and violent they actually are because they are, it's debatable if they're as intelligent as humans, but they are very intelligent and very social, and that is a bad combination sometimes. All right, I'm checking the chat again. By the way, do you have a Discord server? No, I do not. Oh, now suddenly there's 3 people watching on Twitch and 1 person on YouTube. That makes more sense. I don't know what was going on that I couldn't see that. I don't have a Discord server, no. People ask me all the time about my Discord, and I understand that that's something that people ask about, but I am really an old man, and I don't want to have a Discord. I don't want to have, because I'm so old that entire social media empires have fallen. Like I think the first social media site that I used was probably like MySpace. All right, I'm going to check the chat once I get rid of this dirt. That would be a good question. Like, what was the first first social media site you used? Although, probably that's a question that could dox you, actually. What are you doing in the middle of this island? Are you an island boy? Sorry. I hated that myself. Okay. All right, I'm checking the chat again. By the way, do I watch anime? Yes, I do. I do watch anime. I just started. I do watch anime, but I don't watch a lot. Like the last series that I watched was finished was Dan Da Dan. Dan Da Dan Da Dan. It's really nice. I just started watching Attack on Titan, but I thought that it wasn't I thought that there weren't as many episodes as there are, because that's also a thing when you start watching anime. It's like, how many episodes are there? How long is this going to take? So what kind of anime do you watch? I'll let you think about your answer while I get rid of this stack. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that's interesting. I am a designer, narrator. I do some anime stuff. If you don't mind, I can show you my work. All right, sorry. I was checking my YouTube to see if, because you can see the amount of subscribers you have. Um, I'm not sure how. Is that more? I don't know. Anyway, Can you show me your work? I mean, depends on why. Like, if you're going to try and get me to buy something, then I'm not interested. Um, but if you just want to show me your work, then yeah, why not? All right, I'll check the chat after I get rid of this stack. I think I know where this conversation is going, but we'll see. It's the first time it happened on YouTube, so I'm curious. What is going to happen? So many little fishies. How many fish? Oh, here I am thinking I'm almost I'm almost done, but I am so far from being done. I'm basically like terraforming my Minecraft world. Do, do, do. So Carolina Street says, I like to stream and I also subscribes. Okay, can you please share with me your DLC username so I can show you my work? No, I mean just see my work. Yes, I want to show just you. Well, if you have a YouTube channel and your name is Kalina Street, I can look at it later. Because I don't, as I mentioned, I don't have a YouTube channel. Kalina Street is actually a real place. I'm not sure why I would be surprised by that in the Philippines. Okay, there's Colina Strada. There's no. Do I have Twitter? No, don't have Twitter. Don't have Twitter. The only social media I have is YouTube and Reddit. Well, actually, yeah, my Reddit username is the same as my YouTube name, so you could probably find that if you wanted to. Send me a message there. Okay, I'm putting in this dirt, and I want to surround this island with dirt, and then I'm going to get rid of the sand, and I'm going to fill in the island with dirt eventually. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, no. I am almost out of dirt. Okay, let me check the chat again. Yes, you can show me your work on Reddit. On Reddit, yeah. I think that's the easiest way because I think, or you can send it to my email address that's connected to my YouTube. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I mean, you can. I don't want to dox myself, though. Although I don't think that's doxing myself because my YouTube name is the same as my real name, so I'm already doxed. Oh, yeah, and my YouTube address, my email address is, yeah, it's not the same as my actual email address. So if you want to Reddit, yeah, that's probably easiest. All right, this is the last dirt that I have. Got distracted on this side quest. Okay, I am officially out of dirt. So now I got to get rid of the sand. So I'll do that in a moment. So Anna Watson 2 says, by the way, I wanted to make some arts for your channel, if you don't mind. Bro, what is my username on Reddit? My username is the same as my YouTube name. So you can find it if you want. You don't have to. But if you want to, if you really want to, you can find it. So I have two people. I mean, according to this, I don't know. I could have millions of people watching right now. Highly unlikely, but according to this, I have 4 people watching in total. 2 people on YouTube and 2 people on Twitch, although that's wasn't accurate before. I'm just going to get rid of the sand. I'm going to have a lot of sand because basically I am trying to make the world flat, and that's the main mission. But I also got some side missions, and one I want to make a really huge pyramid. And anyway, I am collecting material for the pyramid. And you might think, why sand? Because sand, I have a really dumb idea. Sand I can make glass from, so maybe I will make a giant part of the pyramid will be made out of glass. Because I do have a lot of sand. And I will check the chat after I get rid of this shovel. Which will be in one moment. Da, da, da. See, doesn't that look much better without all of that sand in the way? Okay. Let me check the chat. Same profile picture. I will check my Reddit. About the question about art, you can make art for me if you want, but I'm not paying for it. And that might sound mean, but bots have a tendency, and people have a tendency to ask that. Yep, it's exactly the same as my username on YouTube. And I'm sorry, I'm also being a bit, I don't know, I don't want to say not nice because I don't, you're watching on YouTube, so you should be able to find it. And I don't want to um, what's the word? Because if it's a person who just wants to share their art with different people, then if you are a person that just wants to share your art with different people, you can figure it out. And if you are a person who wants to sell me something, then as I said, I'm not really interested. And I don't say that to be mean. I'm just saying, oh, that block didn't break. I'm just saying that because I do this as a hobby, and if people watch, great. But and also Twitch is plagued with bots trying to get people to buy art for their channel. And I would say a lot of those, I'm going to get rid of the sugarcane. I'd say a lot of those bots are scams, right? So, and I was speaking previously on the stream about scams and how I don't like them very much and how that is somewhat connected to my job. So, yeah, there's that. All right. But anyway, back to the point of the stream. I will check the chat when I break this shovel. Let's see how fast I'm going to be able to break it. And I do appreciate everybody who's just watching because for some reason, they enjoy this. Even if you're not chatting, that's okay. We are a no judgment place. You can chat or not. It's completely up to you. Oh, that's a fish. I was about to jump in because I thought that was sugar cane, but it's a fish. Oh, turtle! Yeah, I'm also going to make turtles extinct in my world by getting rid of all the sand beaches. I love turtles in real life, but in my world, nothing can stay. Everything must be destroyed. I'm curious how much sand I have now. Ooh, a bit. And turtle, I think you're a bit lost. The ocean is that way. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat after I break my shovel. I'm sure there's lots of stuff going on there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, broke the shovel. Time to check the chat. Now we're down apparently to 3 people. 2 people watching on YouTube. Oh, maybe it's the same. It's together. I don't know if you're still here, Kalina Street, but if you're still here, it's together. The Reddit name is together. It's not apart like that you see on my channel. It's all written in one word. And I don't have a specific profile picture. All right, back to destroying sand. I wonder if am I actually going to run it? No, I have a lot of space still in my inventory for all this beautiful sand. It's weird. I don't know if you have this, but I was doing something similar on the other side of my giant island here. And I was listening to a book. And so I kind of reminded of the book that I was listening to. So I kind of have that. I don't know if you have that, but like if I was listening to a podcast when I was at one certain area in my city, and if I go there again, I'll remember the podcast that I was listening to. Okay, that is sandstone. All right, over here. I'll check the chat when I break my shovel. That is a big bee. Oh, is there a hive over there? I think that there might be a hive over there. No, that's a llama. I don't know why there's a bee there then. Okay. Let me check the chat. Hello, Miss MSX. Nice to see you. Why not just hold the mouse button in if you keep clicking like that for every Sanddirt plug to switch, and the mouse will give up long before you're halfway? Well, yeah, probably. That's why I have multiple mice. How are you doing? Good to hear you or read you. Also, if I do it like this, I'm not very accurate. I guess I'm more accurate now. I guess it doesn't even matter because all of that sand is going to be converted into dirt eventually. Oh, rain, just what we need. My boss said something really weird the other day because it was also raining because it rains a lot in real life here. And he's like, you know, we might complain about the rain, but farmers need the rain. And I'm like, okay, Captain Obvious. But also, he was saying it in a really weird time. Like, farmers don't need rain right now. It's almost November. They need rain in the summer and spring. Maybe there's some crop they're growing that needs rain right now. I don't know. Ah! So, Miss MX says you can be as accurate as you want. You just give up trying to be before you get to be accurate. Ha ha ha. Well, probably. So now we have apparently 2 people watching on Twitch and 2 people watching on YouTube. But as I said before, I don't know how accurate that is now. I always thought it was pretty accurate, but if you have 5 people commenting something and it says 1 person is watching, then something is not right, or accurate at least. I don't know, maybe I'm just ignorant, but is there any stone you can make out of sand? Like, is there any way of making sandstone? Because that would be really good to build a pyramid with. I mean, obviously, I could just find all the sandstone and try and build it, but like if you could make sandstone, there's a lot more sand than there is sandstone. I'm worried that I will like accidentally whack the bee's hive because I don't think it would attack me because I'm peaceful, but I mean, you never know. It might be like, I am not peaceful in this peaceful world. I am the only creature that's not. Okay, I'll check the chat after I break my shovel. I just had a really dumb thought though, like, why? Like, you never have games where somebody is allergic to bee stings, I don't think. Because it would be crazy if your character in Minecraft was allergic to bee stings. Okay, let me. Oh, I'm rapidly filling up with sand here. Let me check the chat. You make sandstone from sand. Okay. Miss MX says you make sandstone from sand. Yes, but I'm wondering if you do that, can you do that in Minecraft? And Anna Watson too says, can you please drop down your Discord on chat? As I said, Anna Watson too, I don't have Discord, so I'm not dropping it in the chat. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why. I don't know why people expect that I'm going to buy art. I'm not going to buy art for my channel. So, if it is possible to make sandstone with sand in Minecraft, then that would be great. I need to figure out how to do that because that's much better than making glass, right? Although a glass pyramid would be pretty cool. Okay, I'm just gonna do everything on this level because that's where we're headed anyway. Probably there are a bunch of arguments now in the chat about how Anna Watson is not a scammer, and we'll see. We'll see. I think Miss MX was the person who was arguing with them once. I underestimated the amount of sand on this little island. So much sand. Oh, this is exciting. I'm going to check the chat now. Soon. We'll see what's happened in the past 2 minutes. Okay, I think I will have enough. Okay. So, Miss MX says at Anna Watson 2, you don't like to listen, do you? Hee hee. Yeah, it's a bot, so listening is not their strong suit. I don't know what you can and cannot do on Bedrock, sorry, but you can hardly ever make glass from sand. You trade for glass much easier. Well, actually, I don't know about trading for glass because maybe it's different in Java, but to make glass, all you need to do, well, that's blocks, but I think you can make glass from blocks, but you just put it in the furnace, right? And then the sand will turn itself into glass, which seems easier than trading it with that guy and his stupid llamas. Maybe his llamas aren't stupid. Oh. I gotta be careful because my inventory is going to be full soon. Two turtles. Two turtles. There are three turtles. Three turtles. Wow, that's cool. Never seen three turtles before. Or turtles. Sorry, guys, that I'm going to make you extinct soon. Well, maybe not soon. Eventually. You could, I could just not make them extinct, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of this world. Okay, I'm out of space in my inventory. Right, so I'm going to go very far now. And go on the little bridge. Buy chicken. I'll check the chat now because my... So Miss MX says, yeah, you're correct, but you don't trade it with that one trader. You have Liberian traders you make from villagers. That's interesting. And let's say you need 8 double chests of glass. That's a lot of time just to melt the sand to glass and a lot of fuel for furnaces you need to go look for. Probably true. But I have a lot of fuel everywhere and a lot of sand, a lot of everything. I just have to walk a lot. And I think my chests are almost full, so I will be able to start the pyramid soon. I mean, not start, because I already started, but it's been like it's been like in real life a month probably since I did any work on the pyramid, and in Minecraft time probably like a year. Because I keep getting distracted. I don't know how that happens. And the pyramid is going to be so big, it will go to the limit of the sky, actually. I wanted it to be a kilometer high, but you can't go to a kilometer high, I think. Isn't that cool? I think the firefly plants are my favorite thing in Minecraft. One of my favorite things in Minecraft. Okay, I'm gonna make you work a little bit. Make me some glass. Okay, where? That is full. That is full. Not full. Wait, where did the flower go? Oh, okay, it's there. So I'm going to plant that flower. I have 5 chests left. Whoa. Why am I keeping leaf litter, you might ask? Because I'm going to burn everything. Eventually. Okay, that looks weird, but I'm going to leave it like that. Look at that, that's cool. Oh, I like that. So Miss MX says 2. So Anna Watson 2 is a bot, and she has not realized that I am not interacting with her in the chat at all. And she has said, "This is my Discord, so please send me a friend request." I have mentioned multiple times today that I do not have Discord. And then Miss MSX says, "At Anna Watson 2, can you add me on Discord?" It's Get Lost Anna Watson 123. Oh, that's great. That is great. Anna Watson, this is my Instagram. You know what, Anna? Nobody asked for your Instagram. Nobody asked for your Instagram. Nobody at all. Okay, now I have a bit of a dilemma. Should I go and continue with the sand mining? Because I'm not going to finish that, but maybe I shall. Should I mine dirt or sand? Very good question. I don't know. What do you think, Anna Watson? What should I do? I also don't have Instagram. I'm not sure if I said that already, but I don't have Instagram. So I think the Discord thing is more egregious because I say all the time I don't have Discord. And the bots always want me to add them on Discord. So what happens if after you add them on Discord? I don't want to try, but So many chicken. And suddenly it stopped raining. Oh, that's weird. That was still like that. Maybe because it was raining. Because my son said, like, when you can see the chunks, and I guess my visibility is set to pretty far, then the things will de-chunkify, if that's a word. But it was raining, so. And it doesn't even matter if you are looking in the opposite direction, it will just be it will just do it. Okay. I don't think I'll finish this before the next time my son plays this, but I think it would be quite a surprise for him that his house was on this like lovely sand island, this lovely beach. And now it's not. Oh wait, I'm using the wrong shovel. I'm going to use this one and get rid of it. Okay. So Miss MSX says this is hilarious, so hilarious. I agree, it is pretty hilarious. Anna Watson is pretty persistent with the botting. See how much I can do from this little spot. So I also found some villagers on this world. So theoretically, I'm close to a village, but I have no idea where it is. Do, 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 do. I don't know why. It's probably more efficient just to stand in one spot, but I really like the the feeling that when the blocks get down on one level, it's kind of like cutting grass. So Miss MX says what they want is your credit card info, Vips, PayPal, etc., etc. So when you add them on Discord, they will either send you a message or have you go to a website to see one. But before you get to see it, you need to click on something, and voila, you have a keylogger on your PC. I have learned people who've gotten ransom viruses also Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably the way that they work, or they could also, uh, um, what do you call that? I forgot what it's called. But basically, they could use your uh, credentials to um, either fish or vish you. So they could say, they could find out based on some things like where you live and what banks are popular where you live, and kind of add you to some database, and then you get sent some message that sounds kind of like your bank, or it looks kind of like your bank. So you click on the link, and then voila, it is not your bank, and then they've stolen money from you. So probably something like that too. But I don't understand though, because whatever they're doing, it's clearly a scam, right? So why doesn't Twitch do anything about it? That's the thing I don't know. Need more dirt, but I think I ran out of dirt with my different projects. All right, let me check the chat again. How are Twitch going to fix it? Well, I don't know. I don't have the technical expertise to tell you that, but I think probably what's happening is that they are using accounts that have been abandoned, so they can. So they're logging in, and it's weird also because if you don't log in to your Twitch account, I think I don't. Well, actually, that's interesting. So I saw somewhere like if you Twitch has this announcement that if you need to re-log into your account, or I saw something like that, like once every month, and they'll automatically log you out. But that hasn't been my experience. So when I go to the Twitch site, I probably won't need to log in. So they could just follow their rules about that, because then they could have some two-factor oh, that's a hard word to say. Two-factor authentication, yeah. Two-factor authentication, and then those accounts would not be taken over by bots, because real people would have to actually log in. That's one thing they could do. Probably a bunch of other more technical things too, probably, but stupid computer, I see that right now. And I still don't understand why Sand and gravel are the few things in Minecraft that have gravity. Okay, let me check the chat again. So Miss NX says most of the time the bots use same day or just days old accounts to do this. I've yet to see any reused accounts being used ever since the whole botting issue like this started. Twitch can't do much about it. They can't ban a word so commonly used as Discord, add me, Instagram. No, probably not, but I think they could do something like have that two-factor authentication on new accounts, or even like, I don't know. If it is a question of like new accounts, I'm not sure Anna Watson won. Like that would be a ridiculous name to not be taken already. But let's see if Anna Watson 1 wasn't taken and it is a new account, then they could do things like have a limit on you know, that they can't comment for the first day or something, or even two-factor authentication. I said it wrong, but two-factor authentication for Twitch accounts, which kind of makes sense because I think that's what Google does. That won't prevent the issue entirely, but it would. Then you could have, maybe I'm getting a bit too, probably doxing myself a little bit there, but then you could actually track the phone numbers that are used to sign up for these accounts, and it would be relatively easy to ban the numbers. But then you also don't know, like maybe the bots are left because of their maybe law enforcement is doing some kind of, I don't want to say entrapment because that's not what they're doing, but maybe they're doing some kind of investigation about who's creating the bots. You know. Could be a whole plethora of reasons why the bots are allowed, but I think it's just that they haven't gotten around to fixing it yet, but who knows? Maybe other people have some ideas. Like, why is that such a problem on Twitch? And there was a person earlier in this stream who was watching on YouTube, and I think she was a real person because she was responding to the things that I was saying. So you don't really see that particular problem on YouTube. So maybe you do. I don't know. My stream's maybe not popular enough to see that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just rambling because I'm getting hypnotized by all of this sand falling, honestly. It's so hypnotic. Although, also, that person asked me if I liked anime, and I said I do. And I said I watched a specific anime, and then I asked the person what anime they watched, and immediately they were like, I want to share some art with you. So it's also possible that it's a problem on YouTube as well. All right, let me check the chat. Okay, Miss MX says, you realize that this bots get past that it's a bot, it can do everything you can do. They get past most anti-bot systems used commonly when you need to click on the picture with the bikes and the walkways and the cars. That thing there has been solved years ago by bots. There's the same issue on YouTube. Yeah, it's true. It's true, but then you can add, like, as I said before, you can add other ways of verifying accounts. And then if the account is reported as being a bot, then you can do other things about it. So I don't know. I think it's not an impossible situation to solve. It's just maybe Twitch has done some kind of like cost benefit analysis and they decided that, it's actually cheaper for them not to do anything about it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that that makes a good user experience for the streamers or for the people who are watching the stream when I do wonder though if larger streams have the same problem. Oh, a turtle just fell on my head. Okay. I think that would hurt more in real life, but okay. I wonder if larger streamers have the same problem. It's just, maybe they have better anti-bot. They know better how to get rid of the bots, or maybe they just don't pay attention to them because they have so many real people on the stream. I don't know. Guy, what are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? Oops. Sorry about that. I feel like that shovel. Where did it go? Oh, over there. That was quick. I feel like that shovel didn't last very long. All right. Let me check the chat then. Okay. Duba D says Mecha sheep chase you, old man, on YouTube. That's beautiful, Duba D. Miss MSX says on Twitch, now we're getting into having use real person's ID to register on a website, which is a slippery slope. No website, government or private, is safe, especially not private like Twitch. They have data breaches multiple times a year. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think you need some kind of balance. You could have like some way where if somebody is commenting those kind of comments like, add to Discord or like, I have some art, then immediately that account gets flagged and they could have more verification. But I think you're right. They'll just put it like everybody needs to have the same level of verification to use any website, which they've done in the UK, which is a disaster. Duba B says, "You are Undead Pig. Hey, I'm Damien. You are Undead Pig. Hey, Damien, an old man. I'm Undead Pig." Okay. I don't know what that means. We started the stream complaining about 6-7, so I think that might be one of those humor things that seems really funny for Duba, but maybe it is for other people too. I don't know. Oh no! Oh no! That's not what I wanted to happen. It's also funny that Miss MSX was having and I were having like this kind of serious conversation about, I don't know, bots and government control and things. Oh no, that is a very tiny turtle. So we're having all of these conversations and then random guy, "You are an undead pig." An undead pig? Is that like a zombie pig? I don't know. So many turtles on this island. Okay. So, Miss MSX says, yeah, it is a slippery slope these days with what goes and what not as ways to register on websites. Maybe some smart people in the future will find a way. Most of these bots actually get flagged. Open your stream dashboard and stream management. Then you'll see in the chat someone that this and that person is most likely awarding a ban or whatever the message is. Yeah, that's true. I could also do that, but I have other things to do, man. Okay. So much sand. Is this right level? Is that water? That's water. Okay. Well, that's weird. I heard like uh, a weird animalistic sound, like a cave noise, but I'm not really near any caves. Do, 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 do. I feel like I haven't made much progress on this, but okay. So Duba D says these words are funny clowns army with scary sheep riders. Maybe he's a poet. that's the explanation for a lot of strangeness, I would say. I collected 8 shulker boxes of sand yesterday. I need a few more, maybe 2, 3 more. I need all the sand to remove water. Haha. I don't know how shulker boxes work. My son was trying to explain that to me, but I really don't know. And Dubadi says, funny entity with baseball hat with full powers. This is not a baseball hat. This is a, what's that called? It's not a baseball hat. I forgot what it's called. Baseball hat is like with a cap. I mean, they're both caps, but they're different kind of caps. And Miss MSX says, the YouTube poet. Yeah, I know that it's a box you can have, like it's a chest, and then you can put more things in it, and then you can break it open, and I get the general idea. I just don't know how it works. But can you make them, or do you find them? I think that's going to be water. I'm not going in that direction. What do you call this kind of cap? I'll check that out when I get rid of this this shovel. It's going to bug me because I know the word. Just have forgotten it completely. Okay, we have a lot of sand now. So, Duba D says, funny entity monsters goes bowling in Minecraft caves. And Miss MX says, I'm not sure how you can know how they work. It's a chest that you put on the ground of wherever, like other chests. You put things in it, then you can break the box if you have like a silk touch pick, and you can transport items like that, and you can make them with 2 shulker shells for every shulker box in 1 chest. The shells drop from shulkers in the end, and you can make a farm that farms shulkers. Okay, that was my question. Generally, how do you get shulkers? All right, types of hats. Newsboy hat? Okay, Wikipedia. Oh, the pictures on this are great. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing Minecraft for 1 second because I got to show you the pictures on Wikipedia. 1 second. All right. How does that look? Okay, so we have bowler hat, Breton. Like, look at these pictures. That's crazy. A Kubra. Capotan hat? No. No. Custodian helmet. Mushroom hat? They don't. I would say the hat that I have is more common than a lot of these hats, but I don't see it. Oh, it's a cap because it's a cap. An ascot hat cap is like hard style hat. This is not hard though. Like a flat cap, probably. So many. Yeah, newsboy cap has like a more of a brim there. All right, so I found it. So Dubadi says funny entity monsters called space clowns. Indeed, Dubadi. Indeed. Okay, going back to Minecraft. This is just called a flat cap. Learn something every day, I guess. Okay. Oh no. What's that over there? Oh, that's sandstone. All right, going back to my chests, which are on the other side of the island. Let me run. Going so fast. I'm not sure you actually go faster. Just the animation looks different. Maybe you do go faster. I don't know. That's weird. The mountain is now, it's not quite floating, but it's getting more and more like a floating aspect. Because it doesn't have any gravity. which is weird because things stay on the ground, so there must be some gravity. But a thing like an entire mountain can float if you knock out the bottom blocks. Doesn't make a lot of sense, that. All right. And the fireflies still look cool, but looks a lot better when it's raining. Or completely dark. Alright, these are the chests, which are full. Okay, not full yet. Oh, I lost my inventory bar. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Oh, I wasn't. That's weird. I can't see what I'm sharing here. But anyway, I'm going to finish now anyway. But thank you everybody who tuned in to watch. Thank you. It was a great conversation as always. Miss MSX, really appreciate it. Yeah, have a good day. If you've been watching this later, please like and subscribe on YouTube or follow on